Welcome back. My name is Caleb Oliver and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to continue my series entitled Things They Did Not Teach You in School. More specifically, we are going to be talking about the topic of good debt versus bad debt. But before we start, just comment the phrase down below, good debt, because that is a big part of what we're going to talk about today. Alright, let's get started. The main point of this video is to teach you the difference between good debt and bad debt, because contrary to popular belief, not all debt is bad debt. It is important to note that too much debt of any kind, no matter the opportunity it might create, can turn into bad debt. So you want to be sure that you're careful when you're taking out debt. First, let's start with good debt. Good debt can be defined as low interest debt that helps you increase your income or your net worth. Good debt helps set you up to make more money with the money that you just borrowed. So to put this in basic terms here, good debt puts money in your pocket with a plan. The key phrase here is with a plan. Because if you do not have a good plan to pay off your debt, you will then fall into bad financial shape, and you do not want that to happen. So be sure to have a solid plan. An example of good debt is getting a 30-year fixed mortgage when you buy a house. The average rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage in July 2020 in the United States is currently 3.166%, and that is from a NerdWallet post. This is an example of a low rate, so you want to make sure when you're getting a loan and you're taking out debt, you want to have a low interest rate so you're not paying them back too much money. For this specific example, the plan is to get the mortgage, pay it down every month, and at the end of 30 years, you have a house that is paid off, and you also have paid off your debt. Yay! Getting a 30-year mortgage is also a good way to optimize the opportunity cost of your cash. If you're interested in learning more about opportunity cost, just click the card up here. I recently made a video about opportunity cost, but to put it in basic terms, opportunity cost is the loss of potential gain from other alternatives when one alternative is chosen. So you want to make sure you look at the whole picture financially before you make a financial decision. Don't just look at the price, but you also have to look at value and time when it comes to making smart financial decisions. Another example of good debt is getting a business loan. When you get a business loan, you get this loan to grow your business and or to cover some of your business expenses. Once you make some money from this loan, you can then begin to pay back the loan, and you will also make some profit for yourself. It's an interesting fact that I learned as I did research for this video, that most lenders require businesses to already have 1 year of cash flow / profit before they're willing to loan money to you. If you do not have this, and you want to start a business, it would be better for you to try one of the following in order to get cash. You could do crowdfunding, you could borrow money from a trusted business partner, or you can always wait until you save up enough money for you to actually start that business. If you don't have this and you want to start a business, you should consider doing one of these instead. Consider crowdfunding to raise the money, or borrowing money from a trusted business partner. Or you can try saving up the money before you actually start the business. This would be other ways for you to gather capital for you to start your business. I just want to say, if you're getting any value out of this video, just please click the like button down below. Also click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That way you'll be notified the moment I post my next video. And also just comment the phrase down below, good debt, because that is a big part of what this video is about. And we're also going to do a question of the day here. Do you have any good debt? So just answer that question down below in the comment section. I'll be sure to get back to your comment. Leave a nice heart next to it. Just let's get some good engagement on this video here. Doing these things really helps support my channel and it helps my content get pushed to a larger audience. And for doing this, I say thank you. Now let's talk about bad debt. Bad debt is debt with a high interest rate or a variable interest rate, and that just means it's a rate that can change. This type of debt decreases your income or your net worth. To put this in basic terms, bad debt is expensive debt that drags you down financially, and that's not what you want. An example of bad debt is credit card debt. Now, for example, with credit card debt, you would have high interest rates of maybe 20% or even higher, and this makes your debt even harder to pay off. So this is why you do not want to get involved in any credit card debt. And an example of a variable interest rate is 3.99% to 23.99% with the Citi Double Cash credit card after 18 months of 0% interest on balance transfers. So you just want to watch out for the variable interest rate because that could be making you pay even more money than you want to pay. And just so you know, these are some ways that you can get into bad debt. So you want to avoid these. You can get into bad debt by buying things that do not put money in your pocket. For example, buying expensive vacations, buying new clothes on credit, and even buying a new large TV. These are not things that you need, but things that you want. And because these things don't put money in your pocket, they are considered bad debt. This is true because what happens with many people is they may start paying this debt off initially, but then they fall off and then they carry a balance. Then you start falling behind on payments, and then the interest payments start to hinder you financially. And then that's taking money out of your pocket. And that's not what you want because you don't really have anything to show for it. But what, a new TV on the wall? That's not really worth it. And just a top tip when it comes to using credit cards, if you can't afford to buy the item in cash currently, don't take out the loan for them. Because for example, what you should do when you're using your credit card is you can swipe the card for the amount that's there, but then immediately go to your app and then pay it off in cash. And if you don't have the cash on hand yet, you should either not make the purchase or wait till you actually have the money in your checking account to make the purchase, and then you'll be able to pay off your credit card immediately so you do not fall into credit card debt. It's also worth it to note that credit card holders are paying $104 billion, that's billion with a B, $1 billion in credit card interest fees as of 2018. So do not be a part of this group. Don't be a part of the group paying fees and balances and making these rich even more rich. Don't do that. Actually pay off your debt on time so you don't have to worry about this. It's not even going to be an issue for you. And another example of bad debt is student loans. Now I know this is a little controversial. Some people say it's good debt, some people say it's bad debt. I'll say it this way. Student loan debt is good debt if and only if you have a plan to pay off the debt, you will be making enough money with the job that you get after you graduate to pay off the loan within 1 to 2 years after graduation, and you are 100% sure that you picked the right major in college. I know many of us, when we go to college, we're unsure about what we want to do, and I might make another video about this just to encourage you. But if you're not sure what you want to do when you go into college, don't just go in and take out big loans and then come out and say,
"Oh, I picked the wrong major. Oh, I have $100,000 in debt and I don't know how to pay it off. Oh, I don't think I should have done that."
Don't do that. Please do not do that. Make sure that you know for sure that you're in the right major so you can actually pay off this debt once you obtain it. And you want to make sure you can actually pay off this loan, because if not, you get stuck with student loan debt, and that can really hold you back financially, especially during your younger years when you should be focusing on saving money to move out, saving money to invest in the stock market, or even having money so you can have fun guilt-free. For example, instead of putting $5,000 on the card for vacation, you'd have that saved up. You'd have that luxury vacation, but guilt-free because you don't have credit card debt and you also don't have any other debt holding you back, so you can actually have the fun that you deserve. Overall, be careful when taking on debt. Be sure to do your research first and always consult a financial advisor before taking out a loan. Get really good advice before taking out any debt, and make sure you have a solid plan to pay it back. And I want to say, if you enjoyed this video here, you could click right over here and click into my playlist to watch more videos in this series. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.